What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about an adventure Yoda had before the events of episode 1, and we learn about this through Luke while he's reading through the journal of Ben Kenobi. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. It was a time before the Clone Wars, before the twilight of the Old Republic, when there was a young one in need. A Jedi starfighter descends from above, making its way through the thick vegetation of the planet. The stranger's arrival does not go unnoticed, and a lookout runs inside to tell the rest of his gang. The room erupts with excitement. Some are nervous, some are just confused, but all ask the same question.
Is it a Jedi? A real Jedi?
None of them have actually ever seen a Jedi, but their cloaked master who sits upon his throne does not fear this new visitor, but instead calls out,
Whoever he is, he'd better have our money.
As he comes off of his throne, we see that by his feet was a large cage. Please. Please. Moans from this captured being are cut off by the gang's leader. As he stares the terrified youth in the eyes, he says,
The whole city's heard about you, kid. The boy from the slums who can move things just by looking at them. You're a Force user. And we all know what happens to Force users, don't we?
He goes on to explain that this is his world, and nobody can just come to their planet and take anything off it without paying up to the fleshmongers first. He looks back down at the child and says,
How much do you figure you're worth, little Force boy?
But just then the large doors to their base open. The light from outside is at first blinding to the pirates, and nervously one of the raiders calls out,
He's here!
They have all heard stories of the mighty warriors that fight with fancy swords. With great suspense they stare back at these open doors, and a smile starts to grow on all of their faces.
Ha 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 ha!
Laughter explodes across the pirates' den. What they see is not some mighty warrior, but instead an odd little green being, barely over 2 feet tall, and who needs a cane just to hold himself up. Yoda is not amused, and scans the room to better understand the threats inside. He sees that it's filled with reavers and raiders, who are all battle-scarred from a lifetime of fighting, but sternly he says,
Find this humorous I do not. Come for the boy I have.
The thugs are now emboldened by the seeming weakness of their visitor. One of them approaches Yoda and demands payment for the boy. Yoda insists that he's simply there to take the boy to Coruscant so that he can start his proper training as a Jedi, and informs the thug that a Jedi does not care for money, saying the only thing that he brought with him was the Force. The Flesh Raider is unimpressed with Yoda's speech and calls out,
Guards, tear his head off and send it back to Coruscant. Maybe the next Jedi they send will bring more than just words.
As they approach, Yoda does his best to try and warn them, saying calmly,
Something more impressive than wealth I have brought you. What's that, little guy? Wisdom.
And with that, Yoda takes control of the thugs, playing the galaxy's most amazing game of stop hitting yourself. He forces their limbs, having them take turns striking each other in the face, saying that a wise Jedi once said,
Only more violence does violence beget.
Outraged at how the tiny man is embarrassing their friends, the entire pirate den swarms Yoda.
You're gonna learn how to beg before I kill you.
As they charge the unmoving Jedi, they hear a short before their vision goes black. The terrified young Force user mutters, What? Who are you? As a tiny, 3-fingered green hand extends a greeting through the bars of the cage.
Time to go. Begun your training has.
Yoda makes a call to Qui-Gon Jinn, and him and his Padawan ObiWan Kenobi come to the planet to pick up the boy. Yoda tells him that the kid's name is Lo, and that he needs to be taken to Coruscant so he can start his training. Obi-Wan takes a look inside the room, and is stunned at how Yoda is able to take out an entire room of pirates. But while Obi-Wan is in awe, Yoda tells Qui-Gon that he felt a disturbance in the Force. Qui-Gon admits that he didn't feel anything, but Yoda tells him that he thinks it might be a calling for him personally. Yoda hops back in his ship, and follows this feeling in the Force. He describes it as unlike any feeling he's ever had before, and it leads him to a planet that is so surrounded with asteroids that he says only a fool or an amazing pilot would ever be able to make it to this planet. As Yoda descends upon the surface of the planet, he says although it seems devoid of any life, he can sense beings that are in hiding. But curiously, he senses something else, something ancient and mysterious. As he steps down from his ship, he sees a group of spear-wielding young humans. As they come closer, he realizes what they are, and he says,
Greetings. Come in peace I have to this hidden world of children.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there, and we'll call this part 1 of the Child Planet arc. We'll get part 2 up soon, and let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments down below. Even if you didn't like the story itself, go ahead and leave a like if you thought this video was well made. Be sure to subscribe because we're making videos like this every single day, and make sure you click on the description below so you can see a link on where to buy this comic book and help support the artist that created it, or you can use the link to get Marvel Unlimited, which is a subscription service that gives you digital access to thousands of different comics. We don't get any percentage from those links, but if you do want to help support the channel, check out our Patreon and our Amazon affiliate link. Make sure you check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter so that you can see us building cool Star Wars props and cosplays. But more important than all that, remember, never underestimate a Jedi, and the Force will be with you always.